Get the money, honey. Get the money, honey. Get the money, honey. Get the money, honey. Get the money. Hey, happy Tuesday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Christina L Turner, the Kingmaker. How is everyone this Tuesday? I am recording today. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about Tuesday. It's still early in the week. This is the first work week since yesterday, the holiday. A lot has been happening on a business front, and I'm sure everyone is watching the news. But before I get started, make sure you subscribe and also share my videos with anybody who is trying to get into business. Let them know that I'm doing something, real and simplistic, as I can. Share my videos, like them, and leave your comments too. If you have any questions, I will answer. So it may not be today that I answer because I'm not recording live, but I think I'm gonna do that at the last Tuesday of the month. Maybe do a live video at 1 o'clock. Let's see what my tech guy says, okay? So in the previous videos, I talked about that we were gonna be discussing contracts. Whoa, yes, contracts. I know that a lot of people have done business or do business without contracts. They think that verbal confirmation, because someone says something to you verbally that they're going to do something, that it's absolutely legit. Now, in certain aspects, if someone says you're going to do something verbally and you have a witness and they don't follow through, and then you have to go into, let's say for instance, you have to take some type of litigation or put a lien on their business or anything like that, you need to have witnesses, okay, for that particular thing. And so that, because then it wouldn't be so much like he says, she says. Plus, you want to make sure that you keep all information as far as text messages and all that stuff. But today, and I'll talk a little bit about that in the next coming videos about verbal contracts. But today I want to talk about written contracts and what is a contract, whether it's verbal or written. And I prefer for you to have written contracts, okay? It is going to save you a lot of time. It's going to save misunderstanding. It's going to, far as, what each party is willing to give. It's going to save money. It's going to save your money. We're here to get the money, honey. And so the definition of a contract is a legal binding documentation that expresses what each party are willing to give to a common goal. And I broke that down. This is not the Webster's definition. This is like my definition that I came up with so that you can, kind of understand how it goes. So it is a binding legal contract between two parties, two people who are offering whatever type of services or whatever type of agreement that they have that's for a common good, okay? So for whatever the finality of a process is going to be. In your contract, you want to make sure, of course, that you are addressing not only yourself as you are you're contracting a contractee for services, okay? So one of the things you want to be descriptive about, you want to make sure the first things first is you want to have your name, the name of your company, your establishment, and that you want to add in their name, and you want to put in the date of the contract that you're having this conversation, okay? About what are the services that's going to be rented or whatever type of products. And I recommend too, yes, you have a contract on your products, and we'll get into the different contracts for products because you want to make sure there's a return policy and all the other beautiful stuff. So in this particular, in the beginning of setting up your contract, you want to make sure that your name is on there, the person that you're requesting services, their name is on there, the date is on there, and you want to be as descriptive as possible on that contract on the particular services they're supposed to be rendering for you, okay? And then with all the descriptors of all the services they're going to be rendering for you, you also you're going to have the time that they're going to start, okay, the services. You're going to have the time that the services is supposed to end and how much it's supposed to cost. Also, in your contract that you're going to be given, this is for you to get services from someone else, is you want to make sure that if there are any type of, let's say, changes within the contract that they can't, or changes within the services, that they can't change the contract without verbally and in writing. They have a discussion with you. You want to make sure that there's any fine print. The fine print would be, let's say that you want to, let's say their contractor, they have like 30 days or or 7 days or 3 days. In some states, there are certain states that have contract time frames where it can be canceled. And I don't know if I had told you guys this story before, like in a couple of my other videos, how I was going to get a building for my tax company, and I signed the contract on one particular day, and I was really excited. Beautiful office. I mean, it was stunning. Loved it. And I signed the contract on the last day of a month. And within 2 days after me signing the contract, I found out that my mother was terminally ill, right? So in this whole whirlwind of this whole whirlwind of my life, I had totally forgot about, I had did this contract, and the state law says, and it's even though it wasn't in the contract, but the state law, because people can get you on the law, okay? They can get you on the law if you want to cancel the contract within a certain day. And this particular contract was for the state of Texas. If I had not, if I would have canceled the contract within the 3-day business period, then it would have went to moot. I mean, it would have just been a resolved issue. But I didn't remember to cancel that contract until 7 days after I signed. And guess what? They still wanted their money. We had to do an offer. I had to get a lawyer. My lawyer we had to do some negotiations for that particular contract. So you want to be very careful when writing your contract, that the contract benefits you. And then you also want to make sure that you look according to what is the laws of your state that it falls into. So do a little bit of research on whatever state that you are in regard to contracts and canceling contracts, from the vendor canceling on you or you canceling on the vendor. You want to make sure that you protect yourself. So again, to recap, you want to make sure your name is on the contract, the vendor or the contractor's name is on the contract. You want to make sure that the date that's on the contract when you first initiate the contract. You want to ensure that all the steps that you have, all the services that you're going to be providing they're going to be providing is in that contract. You want to make sure that the date that they're going to start and then the date that they're going to finish, how much it's going to cost, right? And then you want to make sure that the contract is signed. Yes, you want to make sure that that contract is signed. There's been times, and I'm going to wrap it up pretty soon. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, and then also share and make your comments below. So this is going to be my final story. You want to make sure, this is some of the things that I found out with dealing with other vendors, or other contractors. No one signs it. That person signs it and the other person doesn't sign it. You want to make sure that both signatures are on the contract. So what do? Here's a tip. What do you do when they send you a PDF and they have their signature on the contract? Well, there's a PDF software, Adobe. It's the black one where you can go ahead and change the signatures. It has a black label, and I think there's another one that's the updated version. And then there's the one that comes on your software, either with MacBook or with Windows, where you can sign the contract as well and then send them a copy. Okay, make sure both parties have a copy. So this is the end of this particular topic on writing contracts to keep you out of hot water, honey. And I will talk to you next Tuesday. Have a great week. Love you.